What is up, guys? This is the Fallout Claptrap today, and I'm going to be bringing you a very important Fallout 4 news update. But first, let me just say, Mr. Matty Plays, he has a great channel. If you don't subscribe to him, go do it. I actually made a video about this first. That's how I found out about it. So I'm giving credit to him for most of the stuff that happens in this video. So I'll link the video he made about it in the description below. So definitely go check it out. He's got a really good channel, really good video. So definitely go check that out. So anyways, today we have big news about DLC survival mode as well as mods and some other small things I won't be covering. But if you want to read this article, go for it. Well, anyways, I'm getting all my information from an article on Game Informer, which I will link down below, of course. And let's start off here. It was an interview with Todd Howard from, I believe, DICECon. Yep, from DICECon. All right, so here. Start with the first big news. So here's a pretty lengthy response of Todd Howard, and in which he says, the question is, you've announced 3 pieces of DLC recently. What can you tell us about this first wave of content? To which he responds, the one thing we found about DLC is that we've done all types and all price points and all sizes, and we come to the realization that it all works and it all sells really well. We wanted to Fallout 4 and decided to do all types at all price points. With this initial run, we have a little bit of everything. The first one, this is the important news, mind you. The first one, Automatron, is a little quest line and Pokemon-esque kill robots, get their parts, build your own gameplay. The robot building is really deep. It's great. Next, he goes on to say, the Wasteland Workshop DLC is obviously for workshop people. We wanted to scratch that itch of, can I build my own Thunderdome? Mad Max reference, if you haven't noticed. If you can, build your own arenas, capture animals, and also build other things. A lot of people gravitate towards the larger, okay, I'm going to the new landmass somewhere new. That's Far Harbor. It costs more. It takes us longer. There's more people on it. In our previous DLC offerings, we kind of did them one at a time and announced them that way. But because we're working on all these 3 at a time and fit a different niche, we thought that our niche, let's announce them at the same time. So there we see the main news portion we see there is Automatron has Pokemon-esque gameplay, kill robots, get their parts, which I think is really cool. And the little side quest thing, I think it's worth the $10. Give me, it will probably sink me, give me another 15 hours into the game, which I think is great. So, that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. And we already kind of knew what the Wasteland Workshop is, but just kind of more reinforcing the point that you can build your own Thunderdome, which is from the third Mad Max movie, which is obviously heavily referenced Fallout, but it's basically like a gladiator arena, kind of like the pit from the Pit DLC, Fallout 3. So, that's kind of cool. Just get some more information about the DLC, and we already knew Far Harbor's the big one. But anyways, just reinforcing those points. So now on to the next big news, survival mode. Question was, you said you're going to beta test survival mode. How is that going to unfold? To which Todd Howard responds, that is going to be something different than we usually do. Survival mode has a lot of changes that can be pretty dramatic. Once we get it honed, where it's working well enough, we're going to put it on Steam beta for a while. Here it is. Start playing it. Give us feedback. It's far easier to update and iterate it on PC. Once we settle on it, then we'll release it for PS4 and Xbox One. We want to get it up soon on Steam beta. It's not going to be months and months off. If it's not really working and we need to iterate on it, it may be in Steam beta for a month, depending on what we are changing. But we want to make it have the game feel different. The bits we've done, and me recently playing it, it's absolutely some of the most fun I've ever had playing Fallout. I mean, honestly, it changes it in a good way for me. And it might not be that way for everybody. We're doing things like you can't save. It only saves your game when you sleep. You can't fast travel. There's all these diseases. We're trying it all. It's a different experience. We're not trying to make it a ton harder. It's harder because you're doing more things. We want the combat to feel different as opposed to just being a bullet sponge. So here we learn about the survival mode, which is basically the overhaul of the survival mode that we have now, which basically creates Fallout 4 a hardcore mode, almost like what we see in New Vegas. So anyways, it's very interesting. It's kind of a lot of new things. Like you get diseases. This kind of reminds me of malaria, if you've ever played Far Cry 2. When you have these random malaria attacks, it's kind of interesting. Maybe it'll be like that. It's obviously going to be on Steam beta, so that's pretty cool for you PC people who play. I personally play on the Xbox One, but if you play on PC, definitely look into it, I'd suggest, and tell me what you think about it if you do get into it. But another interesting thing is that you can't save. You only save when you sleep. So that's really interesting because it's like there's going to be a lot more pressure and you're going to be a lot less reckless in the wasteland, just going and killing and looting whatever you want, because you have to be very careful. Because if you die, you got to go back to your old save. You can't just save, go try to loot a camp, and if you die, just reload that save. That's not how it's going to work. And also the no fast travel. I'm assuming we'll have vertibird like fast travel kind of type thing, like we have now with the Brotherhood, where they can take you somewhere, like kind of the buggies in Skyrim, because that'd be ridiculous if they expect us to walk the whole map. And I'm sure if they did, that would change, because Bethesda's a great company that listens to our fans, and we would be pissed off about that. So another thing is that the combat's no longer just you being a bullet sponge, which I think is cool, but I like the combat in Fallout 4 personally. I did feel a little overpowered, though, so that would be kind of cool. So anyways, last piece of news here. Question was, we can expect to see mods. When can we expect to see mods, especially on the console side? And to which Todd Howard said, our goal is between the first two DLCs. It'll go up at that time on PC in April. And all of that stuff will go up on PC. People are beta testing it. There will be a lag on consoles. We want to go up on PC and have it work. Will probably be a good month before it hits Xbox One, and another month for PS4. So here we see that obviously the GAC mod kit is going to come in April, which is pretty soon, but it's a little later than I expected. I thought it was going to be coming out like now-ish, maybe even like January. But anyways, nonetheless, we're getting the mod kit. That's great, because Fallout has an amazing, amazing modding community. Half the reason I play the Fallout games is the modding community. Great mods. But here he says that it's going to be on PC first, which I could assume, just because the mods work better on PC, easier to make, whatnot. But it will come to console eventually, probably, like he said, a month before it hits Xbox One, and then another month for PS4, which I expected kind of be a lag for PS4 compared to Xbox One, because we see that when at E3 when they announced it for Xbox One, and kind of said PS4 is an afterthought, and they also just in the past have had Skyrim DLC hit Xbox 360 first, and a lot of games weren't really optimized. Like Fallout 3 and Skyrim had a lot of bugs on PS3. They kind of neglected Sony, almost in a way. But anyways, so that's very cool. We'll get in our mods pretty soon. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. I personally am very excited for all this stuff, especially the Automatron DLC and the survival mode, and eventually console mods. But that's a little while off in the future. But especially survival mode, I'm extremely, extremely excited for survival mode. It will give me another reason to play the game again, which is something I've been lacking of late. Well, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe for more. Be sure to check out Maddie's channel. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Both those links in the description down below, as well as the Game Informer article if you're interested in reading this. So, make sure to do all that stuff, and like and subscribe for more. This is the Fallout Claptrap signing out.